Welcome back to the GSL Codex, guys. Jason Artos is here, and we just saw MC completely dominate.
Yeah.
Oh my God, was that one-sided?
8-gate, then 6-gate.
Yeah.
He's good at it, man. He is good at it.
That was.
He hides it well. He executes it even
I almost
better.
don't blame him for doing that all the time. You can see that even today, it's just really hard to stop.
Well, you know, I want to see if he hits jjakji, what happens. Jjakji, one of the best TVPers, and having seen that, if I'm jjakji, I make extra bunkers, and I scout for a quick third. Those are the two things I do against MC if I'm him.
Actually, I think you're exactly right. Get some extra bunkers because you can just salvage them later. At least you know you're not going to lose.
Yeah. Well, Metropolis parting against jjakji, parting an up-and-comer. He's risen very quickly, Tasteless.
Parting's making a bunch of different faces in that booth there, Tosis, if you watch from the start. It's pretty funny.
Wow.
Parting is looking intense. Those hot packs in his hand are there to heat up his hand. They do have some utility because, of course, you need your hands to be warming up.
What's in them? Nerd giblets.
Nerd giblets.
He got a nerd and took his giblets.
Oh, my God. The poor nerd and his missing nerd giblets. All right, guys, get ready for our next best of 3. So far, things are moving along pretty quickly since the MC games. Let's see if this series is any difference with jjakji up against Parting. Terran versus Protoss here at the GSL Codex. In the center right starting location, we have our red Terran, a GSL champion. He is
NS 호소 짝지.
And you can see jjakji, steady rise. Nobody really expected him to win that GSL that he did win.
No, that's
like,
for sure, man. No one expected
jjakji's
it.
like really good. Okay. And
not just really good, he's great.
He is. He's like Tony the Tiger. Tony the Tiger great.
Yeah.
Right in the bottom center starting location, we have our Protoss player, the underdog. He is
Turtle Party.
Tasteless, quick question for you. Not StarCraft related, I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
Lucky Charms, how do you feel about him?
Well, I loved them when I was a child.
Yes.
I mean, I eat much healthier nowadays, SDU. But I think maybe I liked Fruity Pebbles more as a kid, but Lucky Charms was really good. But my mom would let us.
You Fruity Pebbles?
No, my mom did not give me any of the good cereals.
Okay, yeah, no.
No, I was stuck.
I was like, wait a minute.
No, man, I was like, oh yeah, Raisin Bran, like.
Yeah, that was. And Cheerios, but then Tastios.
Yeah, eventually. The cheaper ones that are at the bottom of the grocery store.
Yeah.
Oh man, I always had to go to friends' houses to have the good cereals. And then I got, then eventually move out of your house. I was living on my own in college. I'm like, you know what? You can't control me anymore, Mom. And I went, I had Lucky Charms for lunch, and I just felt like crap.
Yeah,
just nothing but sugar. I'm like, oh, she was right. All right,
but it's part of a balanced breakfast.
Oh my God, is this? Can he actually just get in? He could just. But I'm like totally confused. Well, he didn't raise the depot.
It is. Well, jjakji here, this is actually such an interesting build, Tasteless. Command center first into quick double barracks. And I mean, that's going to be pretty safe overall. Look at that micro.
That's a pretty crazy probe micro there.
Why is he
shaking
Oh,
his,
you know what? I think he's
booty
trying to maybe, I don't know what he was trying to do.
He was shaking his probe butt at him, man. Trying to distract him.
Probes have cute little butts.
They do. They do, Artosis, they do.
But you know what? Probes have to be careful. If they go to one of those fancy places, like a nice hotel, and go to the bathroom, if they hit that bidet button, man, electrocution.
Oh, yeah.
No.
Oh, yeah.
Probes
cannot
have to
use
use
bidets.
toilet paper.
They have to. Sorry, guys, that's just the way it is.
Yeah.
Life isn't fair for everybody.
No, so both players going for super, super fast expansions here. And that's going to make them pretty even overall. It's going to take Party a little bit to get this stalker out and prevent jjakji from scouting anymore. He has seen the second gas.
No chrono boost on the gateway just yet. Normally we do see the first stalker chrono boosted out. We have 3 barracks now. Now, remember, guys, with Parting, we just don't know a ton about him like we do with the rest of these players.
Well, yeah, he's very new to the GSL.
Yeah.
He's played in some of these other tournaments, but quite new to the GSL. A very good player, though. You know, he actually, you know, obviously Puzzle's very good, and he's already moved on to the next round. But when he and Puzzle were playing, I felt like, you know, Parting is kind of, in a lot of ways, playing better than even Puzzle. And,
oh, yeah.
You know, that's pretty impressive, so. Well, anyways, you know, both players just really macroing up as hard as they can on their workers. We have 25 SCs and 35 probes. You know, those chrono boosts really helping out for the Protoss player, getting that economy as high up as he can. And, ooh, a very quick third Nexus.
Oh, wow.
And that's off of just the second gate. It's started, and that's it. You know, this is a build that is becoming increasingly more popular.
It's the, you know, as time passes, TVP and StarCraft 1, as far as expansion rate, it's StarCraft 2 starting to look like StarCraft 1.
In a lot of ways,
in that sense.
yeah.
I'm like, oh my God, he's getting a third Nexus off a second making gateway. And that's because people have stopped these really crappy, just all-in rushes.
Yeah.
Because the truth is, you know, if a good player holds it off, you're dead.
That's very true.
That's why we don't see the 1-1-1 as much, guys, because people are getting better at holding that off. And then, you know what happens if you don't win with a 1-1-1? Well, the game just basically ends for you. The Protoss does whatever he wants and wins.
That's what an all-in is? Absolutely.
That's what an all-in is.
A nice scout there by jjakji.
Nice.
We'll have to see what he does to deal with this. He's still playing very standard after his quick command center, just getting +1.
Well, you know, he's got
now.
stim halfway done and the +1 attack on the way. I could see him doing the timing, actually.
Well, he's got to be careful because I guarantee you Parting has some good timings built into his units. Look at that, a lot of gates being made. He's getting a lot of gates right now. And just slowing those Marines down as much as he can, just bruising them. Look at this. This game of Marine and Stalker over there, Tasteless.
Parting making a pylon in the top center. That'll be used if the Terran tries to make a quick third. There can always be some harassment done there.
Dude, already 52 probes are out of the map. That is insanity. And he's already going up to, oh my God, 8 sentries. So, well, it definitely looks, Tasteless, like we are going to have a huge attack here from Parting. And if jjakji gets caught off guard, that's it, man. What do you want, Tasteless?
I don't know, man. I want world peace, but I can't have that.
No, you can't have
it.
All
right. Now, he's getting back. All right, very smart by jjakji. Getting behind, getting additional bunkers out. SCV's coming out, too.
Now, he does have stim.
I definitely do not think Parting should actually attack here. But I guess he is, because I just saw Zealots warping in.
That's normally what that means, and they are coming down as well. Huh.
Interesting how he's trying to just shave off little edges of that army there.
Yeah, he does not want to lose his sentries. Nice micro so far by Parting, trying to move his sentries back a little bit.
I think he needs to turn around.
Yeah, this doesn't look like it's something that is actually going to end up winning the game like MC's rushes were. This is not even, but it's not really all in by Parting. You know, he can turn around. This doesn't have to work by any means. He's already getting his 1-1. He's getting his Citadel, or his Twilight, whatever you want to call it. You know that building that lets you get Zealots, make them quicker and stuff? Yeah, and make a Templar Archives? That one.
You know, do you think he's just actually faking with the Guardian Shield to make SCVs come out?
It could be.
It could be. Oh, nice.
He gets a few, and I tell you, it's worth some sentry energy to kill off some SCVs.
Parting's really good. I could see him being one of these players that just doesn't. He knows that no matter what, jjakji's going to pull his SCVs off, and frankly, that's a lot of lost mining time.
It is, yeah. And actually, jjakji right now going to drop, and there are a lot of units at Parting's home already waiting for him. He's in some trouble, man. Parting really knows what he's doing.
He may have even had that timed out to the point where right when medevacs would be out, that's when he stops his pressure.
And Marine runs in to see that. That's actually a good move there by jjakji. But right now, we do have a supply lead for our Protoss player Parting. It's up by about 10. Not a big deal right now, but the thing is, with that additional base, he's going to feel invincible, basically. He's getting even 5 more gates right now. I don't even know. I have to start counting gates, Tasteless. I'm going to have to ask you to talk for a moment so I can...
No, go ahead, man.
This is
That's like
lot.
So many gateways.
He's already going up to 13 gates. 13 gates. 1-1 charge. Blink will be next, no doubt. Day after that is Friday. Oh my God.
All right, so meanwhile, there's a bunch of barracks coming up here for jjakji. So they're both going to be going for very heavy, meaty armies. Force Field's going to be very important. Storm's also obviously very important for the Protoss, for the Terran. He has to get those EMPs off perfectly. And so generally a big game of EMP and Snipe versus the Sentries and the Templars. The Sentries and Templars trying to deal the damage they can deal before those spells are casted on them. And those abilities are used on them, I guess I should say. It's not exactly a spell.
Well, right now we do have some ghosts out. No Psystorm yet. It's almost halfway done. And jjakji's going to have to hit before Psystorm if he wants to try to do something with this army. I mean, he can try to rely on EMPs in a little bit, but he has EMPs now against no Storm and against no 2-2. It's 1-1 upgrades against 1-1 upgrades. No splash damage for parting. Similar army sizes, good amount of medevacs. This is a good time for jjakji to actually move forward. Nice force field wall. That
was so good.
Protoss players need to do that more often. If you're just not ready for an engagement, make force field walls.
Yeah,
it slows them way down, and now he might have time to get Blink or maybe even Psystorm.
Templar in position, killed moments before Storm completes. It looks like right now Parting unsure of whether or not he should continue to push forward.
He's not sure if Storm is done yet, and it's about to finish! Oh! Beautifully done. Nice EMP, though, over a lot of sentries, but more sentries are there, and a beautiful
he got a nice EMP off, though, on the rest of those Templars.
jjakji doing a good job pushing forward before 2-2 is done. That factory took a lot of tanking as well.
I think what it's hard to say, he's kiting pretty damn well. But Blink forward.
But 2-2 just finished. Does he have enough? These medevacs being worth their weight in gold. And oh my god, jjakji might just barely break through here.
All right, we have some more. The Templar out. He sends a small group of Marauders and Marines to kill it. Did he get it?
Oh, he didn't get it.
Nice.
If you're a Protoss.
Nice if you're a Protoss, and I am. Now, we see jjakji retreating. He's running. He's like now regrouping with his army. But again, Parting's army is pretty damn scary, man.
Yeah, these Zealots just doing a great job. The Stalker's making it so he cannot lift off. It is 2-2 to 1-1 upgrades. I cannot stress how important that is for Parting here, but jjakji just great control during all of this, keeping his army alive, keeping his medevacs alive, which is even more important in a lot of ways. He cannot afford to lose these medevacs. They're just so expensive.
Well, now jjakji's going to have to be in a very defensive position. Parting may have room to strike now. It's 4 base versus 3 base here. Well, and he's now getting 3-3. Parting is already on his way. Chrono Boost now 3-3. So when that finishes, he's going to be incredibly scary. Yeah,
he really is. We don't actually have an armor yet for jjakji, so he can't even go up to 2-2. And that's a big problem. Even though he's on 3 base, Parting is taking his 4th. Parting is basically winning in every way. Even his supply is higher at this point.
Is that an orbital or a planetary at third base? Oh, nice Storm. Wow. All right, a little bit sloppy on my Parting here. He's spread out a little bit too far, but now as his army regroups, he's going to be able to close in.
Oh, and he's going to try to get out of there, but medevac's going down.
Oh, whoa, that was so close. Now it looks like Parting's going to try to kick in the front door and run jjakji over, and I got to say, guys, it looks like it's going to work.
It certainly does. The SCV's coming out, but SCVs against Archons normally doesn't end well. And it looks like jjakji is going to fall in this game number 1, Tasis. His supply has plummeted, and that is it.
A very interesting opener there for both players. Parting smart enough to look at that situation and say, yeah, I'm going to get a third base up.
Yeah.
Just right away.
Yeah, it was actually really well done. He got that up and got his production in before any timings came. jjakji's first timing was brilliantly done, but that force field wall actually made a much bigger difference than I think we care to admit, because that battle turned around from the Psystorm. That's what really helped Parting to actually push jjakji back, and he barely got through that. That was very close. At one point, he had like 2 sentries of Zealot and like 6 Stalkers against a bunch of Marines, Marauders,
it was like
and
almost
medevacs.
That tipping point where suddenly the Marines and Marauders just kill everything.
Exactly. We were so close to that. And a lot of that's because of that little force field wall. But it really well executed by both players that game. Parting's had much more of a mind towards a longer game. He was just kind of getting ready in every way, keeping his upgrades going, whereas jjakji hit his 1-1, hit his ghost, and hit a timing. He did expand behind it, so it wasn't really all in, but without more upgrades, without something else going on, you're not going to be able to take down Party.
Yeah, I'm surprised he didn't have an armory. For a player as refined as jjakji, a GSL champion, you don't have an armory, you're not ready to keep up with it.
Where do you get your weapons from?
All the Protosses now get double forge and Chrono boost that out, so that's a pretty big mistake. So we're going to be going into game number 2 momentarily. Do you think jjakji can come back?
Oh, absolutely. Jjakji is
Who do you think is going to win at this point in time? Do you think it's going to be jjakji or Parting?
I think, here's the thing. What does Parting have planned? I think Parting definitely has the edge. Being up a game here, he has 2 games in which he can do anything. He might just do crazy all-ins like MC did and just crush through. I mean, if you do 2 8-gates in a row, first off, no one's going to expect this off. One of them very well might just catch someone off guard.
It's hard to hold that.
He just showed that in a straight-up game, he can beat jjakji as well. So I definitely give the edge to Parting here.
You know the Bulldog Rush from StarCraft 1?
Yes.
I feel like MC's that guy who just keeps Bulldog rushing. He's like H&R Pride or something. It's just does not
he
stop.
follows up with Arbiters with
Yeah,
+1.
exactly. I'm like, oh, man. Like, he did it again. Like,
yeah.
All right. Well, we'll see.
G5-ing it up.
G5. I'm like, oh, G5. He's got 6 turrets. I don't know if it works. He's like, watch this. He's like, with the shuttle. It's like the shuttle moves through like a Harlem Globetrotter, dropping the zealots on the tanks. And I'm like, but you didn't even know if that was going to work. He's like, I somehow did. I couldn't see where the tanks are, but they got in there and I killed him. And I'm like, oh, man, that's crazy. Well, all right, guys. The map is dual sight. And look, he's rubbing their hands together, getting some stretches in there. Our players really having a lot of adrenaline here in this round of Kodes because they're getting closer and closer to that #1 spot, getting all that money and notoriety. Seriously. They want it, but in a game like StarCraft 2, there have to be winners and losers. That's competition, man.
Wow.
Not everybody gets to be a winner.
That's right. Not everyone gets a trophy and a ribbon to go home.
That's not how this works. It's not like, I'm #1 in my Bronze League. Like, listen, man.
The truth is, #1 in GSL, you're last.
Yeah, man. You gotta.
Or Taste got your
right up
points.
That's right. That happens sometimes, too. All right, so get ready. Head-to-head. jjakji against Parting here in the GSL Kodes game number 2.